your stupid hat. What's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome. This is the one, the only Pig Trail Network. I am its host and creator, Tyzilla83. We're doing something that we've never done before. We're doing a part 2 of the video that we did last Friday concerning Mike Anderson and, you know, what should we do with him? What should we do with Mike? So I'm curious. Again, let's keep those comments flowing. I asked you guys to come through, and you did. It was awesome. So I need you guys to do something else for me at the end of the video. Remember, I need you to like, comment, share. Oh, gosh, share the content, please. And, of course, if you haven't already, feel free to tap the subscribe button down below. I have to read this comment for you guys. James Whittington. Hi, James. How you doing? I hope you're watching this. Probably not, because you didn't reply to my response to your comment. But he says, James says, take off the stupid hat. You aren't in the cold. If he's fired, who better can Arkansas get? ? Remember the aftermath of Nolan? Let it be, Einstein. James, two things. Nolan Richardson and all that happened was almost 20 years ago, pal. It's okay to look forward. You shouldn't let something that happened 20 years ago scare you from moving forward. Again, that's just in general for anything. I'm not just talking about this particular subject. But as far as the hat, how do you know I don't live in a refrigerator? I mean, look, this is just a curtain. This, for all you know, this could be covering up, you know, a fridge. You don't know how cold I keep this house, sir. So, you know, don't hate on the hat. There's a lot of reasons why I wear this hat. One of them is I'm very picky about my hair. Sometimes I like my hair. If I like my haircut enough, maybe you'll see me without my beanie, but I just like my beanie. I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry my hat offends you. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt too. Does that offend you, sir? Does this bother you? Gosh, I hope what I wear doesn't offend James. Now, if we can continue this civil discussion, I'm going to continue reading your comments here. Dawson Van Winkle says, yeah, I wish we could get past the first and second round, but I don't see us getting a better coach, honestly. There's a lot of that in this comment section. There's a lot of the who could we get that's better argument here in the chat, here in the comment section. Jarito says he's had enough time to keep him here one more year, and if he doesn't do well, get him out. Blake TV says if Gafford came back, I believe he gets his confidence up. He has all the tools but room to grow. Could be a top 5 pick, amazing athleticism. And, yes, Mike Anderson makes more money than I make in my life. He's a good coach, but Nolan won. That's a solid argument. Can't argue with that. Ashby Lawson says, I think we should keep him because if you look at the talent coming back in next year, we should give him one more year to show us, I guess she's saying, I'm sorry, this is kind of hard to read. Give him a 1-year show-us deal, I think is what she means. And then if the year after is a failure, think about firing. Thanks for the comment, Ashby. I'm sorry I butchered it. Fishman says, Gafford should come back. The way he played the last 2 games didn't look good. But I say, keep Mike. We were so bad before he got here. He has us somewhat relevant again. Peace, bro. Good. You know, can't argue with that, Fishman. Thanks for the comment. RevDoc says, I don't even know if we can make the NCAA tournament next season, and I believe that he has hit his ceiling also. Dogs Win 2017 says, I agree. Fire him if Hogs are a turning no-show next season. Here's another one of those, who else are you going to get that can do any better comments. Seth Vincent, give him another year. Who else you think is out there that can come in and do any different? Well, I'm going to get to that in just a second, Seth. And then the final comment that I'll read was from, well, I'll read Thunder's too. There isn't a coach in the country that could come in and do better with the basketball program, says Thunder of 501. Shout out to 501, baby. Fayetteville used to be 501. Now it's 479. Lame. Cody. Now, this is an interesting comment. Cody Tyler says, there should be no pass on this. Cody, I have no idea what you mean by that. The man has never had a losing season. We are a legit 20-plus win team. And we are making the SEC championship consistently, it seems. Well, I mean, either you are or you're not. It's not his fault that Arkansas isn't a destination school. That's actually a good argument. He clearly is a solid coach. Is his scheme good enough to make it far in the NCAA tournament? Question mark, question mark. Maybe not. I just don't see us getting anyone better, and we will never have the recruits due to location. I say take what we can get. Enjoy the sellouts at Bud Walton, along with a lot of wins and good games. I feel like Cody might be a little young. I'm not really sure. Arkansas has actually seen success before, even before Nolan. Eddie Sutton saw quite a bit of success at Arkansas. Was his last several years, Arkansas was consistently top 2 in the Southwest Conference, made some deep runs in the tournament, became, really, if you talk about a guy that took over a bad program, it was Eddie Sutton. Eddie Sutton, Arkansas wasn't winning very often. There was not a winning attitude about the basketball program until Eddie Sutton came along. I mean, right out the gate, Eddie came in and consistently was a winning coach at Arkansas. Again, you look at the banners up in Bud Walton, a lot of those are from his time. Obviously, a lot more would come later after Eddie. And then you talk about what Nolan did. Obviously, Nolan Richardson, he's I believe, there's a reason why there's a debate about putting his name on the court. There's a reason why there's a debate about, maybe giving him a statue or something. I know that's another video. We've already been there, already done that. But there's a reason why he's held in such high respect, and he's a legendary coach. Nolan did some awesome things at the university, including Final Four runs, national championship, Sweet 16 3 years in a row, 94, 95, and 96, back-to-back Elite Eights, back-to-back Final Four appearances. We already talked about that. His NCAA tournament runs in the 80s and 90s. I mean, the guy took over a program that was already a decent basketball program and made it even better. So Arkansas has definitely seen a high level of success despite, its location. Now, you say it isn't a destination school. Now, there's obviously a difference between being a destination school and your location. Arkansas was once. I think you could definitely make some solid arguments for Arkansas being a destination program, especially, in the Sutton era and in the Nolan Richardson era. That's up to the coach. That's up to the, boosters, the athletic department, or the athletic director, surrounding forces, and people who have some say over the university, but definitely up to the head coach. You have to make it a destination program. You can argue that Mike Anderson has definitely changed the culture on and off the court, where Arkansas is expected now. I mean, look, they've made the tournament 3 out of 4 years. There's no doubt. You cannot take that away from Mike. That's incredible, which is why I say you don't fire him right now. There's a lot of people that believe that. They want him out now. Well, I won't say a lot, but I've definitely seen them voice their opinions on Twitter, especially after the loss to Butler. Amazing how angry everyone was after that game, and now since tempers have cooled. But you can't argue what Mike Anderson's done. My argument is you keep him on another year. If you don't make the tournament, then yeah, I do think you might ought to think about going in another direction. And that's not overlooking the success and how great of a coach Mike was at Arkansas. But you have to believe at that point in time, you're talking 8 years, only 2 tournament wins, 3 tournament appearances. You can make the argument that Mike Anderson was successful at Arkansas. What he did was he helped lay the foundation for the next guy to come in and to build off of that and to garner what success Mike had with that. With what he achieved, taking it to the next step. Maybe this is all Mike has ever really meant to do at Arkansas. To come in, change the culture, get you now you're a program that, yeah, you make the tournament. Now, hand the baton off to the guy who can take you a little bit further. That's all I'm saying. I'm not dismissing the great things Mike did. And I don't think anyone in chat or down in the comment section was either. And again, I want to thank you guys for being civil, in your responses for the most part, for those of you who weren't picking apart my wardrobe. But, I just kind of think he's probably run his course after next season, assuming, and again, I'm saying assuming he doesn't make the tournament next year. I'm not of the sentiment that you have to fire him right now. I don't think that at all. I think that'd be a huge mistake. But if next year, and whether Gafford's here or not, if you don't make that tournament, I think then that discussion needs to be on the table about what to do now. And again, you can't overlook the things that Mike did right. You cannot overlook what Mike Anderson was successful at. He was successful in laying an awesome foundation. And to those of you who think that you can't hire someone better, it may not even be about hiring someone better. It's about hiring someone who can take the baton and do more with what Mike Anderson gave the program. If Mike has hit his ceiling, but you look around, look at the facilities. Look at the nutrition center donated by Jerry Jones. Look at the basketball practice facility, something that we've complained about for years, and they got that now. Recruiting has actually been pretty damn solid. You know, Cody says that they won't ever have the recruits, but they're getting some pretty solid recruits. They've got a one and done on their hands right now. Now, if you're going to make the argument that they're not recruiting like Kentucky, well, you're never going to recruit like Kentucky. But they're bringing in solid players. Daryl Macon, Jalen Barford, Bobby Portis, obviously Daniel Gafford, Ethan Henderson coming in, some other guys in this class that are very wanted by a lot of other SEC and Big 12 and Power 5 conference schools. Recruits are coming in. The foundation's laid. You've got it's there. You've got the fabulous facilities, some of the top in not just the SEC West, but some of the top in the country. It's there. You just need someone who can do something with it, maybe get you a little bit further in the NCAA tournament. That's all I'm saying. This was a really long video. I want to thank you guys for if you're still here, if you're still watching, thank you so much. If you guys could like, comment, share the content, and again, I appreciate it. I welcome. Hey, keep the comments coming. Either on the last video, if you want to keep the discussions going on over there, or if you want to start new ones over here, feel free. But until the next video, we'll see you around. Peace. Leave it be, Einstein.